And we have new details out of Spartanburg County. A man charged with attempted murder in a road rage shooting is out on bond.
Deputies say Jeremiah Jansen fired multiple shots into another car on Highway 29 after getting into an argument with another driver. Now, one of the bullets went through the headrest of her seat and would have caused traumatic injuries if she didn't duck. Well, deputies say the victim fired 2 shots in self-defense. Jansen then crashed his car and pointed a gun at someone when they tried to help. Jansen faces multiple charges, including 2 counts of attempted murder. Now, this is the 3rd confirmed road rage incident in the Upstate in just the last few weeks, and one of the suspects is still on the run.
Yeah, Heather Stavanis is recovering after being shot in the head along I-85 in Oconee County. It happened back on January 8th. Her husband and kids, they were in the car at the time as well. The family was driving home to Toccoa after they went to Monster Jam here in Greenville. Now, the Oconee County Sheriff's Office is working with neighboring agencies to find whoever did this road rage incident. Is terrible. They say the suspect was possibly driving a BMW X5 or X6, an SUV you see on your screen, dark in color, about 2017 model. The driver was seen heading towards Georgia at the time.
Well, in Greenville, a 76-year-old woman was shot and killed in a road rage shooting on January 7th. This is Betty Amick of Travelers Rest. She was a passenger in a car when she was shot on a Saturday afternoon along Wade Hampton Boulevard. Now, back in Spartanburg County, we reached out to the Sheriff's Office to find out how many road rage incidents that they've had. Now, you can see the numbers here on your screen. Spartanburg County has had 42 reported incidents involving some kind of road rage since 2021. 19 were reported in 2021, 22 were reported last year, and 1 already this year.